Oh, yeah. We are sitting here packing thousands of stickers going out because everybody feels this. What's up, y'all? I'm Corey. I'm with the Take It Back movement. And thankfully, Blackout the System was lucky enough to have me on. We all see him working so hard all the time, helping him to pull a little bit of that weight around here and just come on to talk to everybody about what we're doing, what we're pushing for. Can everybody hear me okay? Hopefully you can. So everybody that joined, my name's Corey. I'm with the Take It Back movement. You know, we all see Blackout the System working so hard, getting everything all ready to go, and just helping out with him here too. So what I'm here to talk with you about is a bunch of different things. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm packing up stickers because we're giving out free stickers to anybody that wants them. Because we got to recognize, we got to show people what the issue is. That's the first step in everything that we're doing, right? Is spreading the word, showing people the problem. And we can show it by speaking out together. And once we all speak out together and other people start recognizing the problem, then we'll be able to move to the next phase, which is coordinating. And that's what we're doing right now with these stickers. So go to blackoutthesystem.com, sign up for the free stickers. And that's the first step in what we're doing. When you go sign up, you will see a whole slew of information for you to choose from if you want to do more. Because what we're trying to do isn't just build a single movement, isn't just doing a single thing. We're taking together, 1,000 different movements and bringing them all into one. And the way that we do that is by building that community that we talk about so often. And one of the first steps in building that community is trying to take steps in real life. So that's where the stickers come in. And then we've got other phases for you to work in as well. And so that's what we'll be talking about. So I'm going to go from the top. So everybody, my name's Corey. I'm with the Take It Back movement. We are partnered with Blackout the System because what we do is we try to connect everyday life with these movements, with these mass actions, with the boycotts, with the strikes, because we think that things hit the hardest when we're able to build up a teamwork ahead of time. Because what I like to say is it's literally like we are the underdogs going up against the rich prep school kids, right? And so we're never going to have the equipment they have or the training or the background. But what we do have is we have togetherness. We've got community. And that community is the opposite of the greed that we are fighting against. So I'm going to start it from the top. Everybody, people think that there are 1,000 different issues going on in our country today. That's because the people up top, the corporations, figured out it was cheaper to divide us than it was just to pay us our fair share. They told us to point the fingers left. They told us to point the fingers right. All the while, they were robbing us blind. And I say, let's all get on the same page. Because what they try to do is they try to say, oh, it's this issue. Oh, it's that issue. Oh, it's these people over there. Oh, it's these people over there. Nope. It's one issue, and I can put it all into one word. It's greed. It's greed from the people up top. Because we're the ones that are actually building the damn companies. We're the ones who actually do the work. And our favorite phrase is this. If a company is successful, look, I almost got it wrong. If a company is successful, its employees should be too. That's all we're asking for. If a company is successful, its employees should be too. Because they're the ones that do the hard work. And if you do the hard work, you should get your fair share of the reward. There's all kinds of stickers. So I like to put up this one because it just shows the dragon and that shows the greed. We've got the Blackout the System stickers. So these are the ones showing the boycott coming up and the blackout. And then obviously, we'll be printing new ones soon. And we've had, I think, 600 signups in the last 4 days. In the 12 days that we've been doing stickers, we're at 1,000 signups. Take It Back movement already had stickers in 600 cities. So I think we're closing in on stickers in 900 cities across the country. I'm literally only doing this live at 10:30 at night or 11 at night Eastern time because I got so many damn stickers to pack. So go sign up, get us more. We're doing as much as we can to get this word out there. And back to what I was saying, the word is greed. And what they took from us when they didn't pay us enough to live was a couple different things. So the first thing that they did was they made it so that we didn't have any security. We didn't have enough money for food, housing, or health care. So when somebody doesn't have money for food, housing, or health care, they are afraid, they are nervous, they are fearful. And when you're fearful, you're easy to divide. Sound like a country anybody's been living in recently? Huh? A bunch of fearful people that are easy to divide? Well, that's why we say the opposite of that greed, the opposite of what is making all of us fearful is community. So we're going to come together and we're going to fix it. And the first thing that we need is for people to speak out. And that's what the free stickers are. They make it easy to speak out. And then we move from showing people the problem, having them recognize it, to the second phase, coordination. Hell yeah. This is when things start to get a little bit fun because we're doing something that's a little bit difficult. We're doing something that's a little bit scary. But you know what makes it a lot easier when you're doing something difficult, when you're doing something scary? It's having some friends behind you, having a whole crew of friends behind you. I don't know, maybe a community. And that's what we're building here. We're doing something difficult, but we're all going to do it together. And many hands make light work. That's really what this is about. Many hands make light work because us putting up one of these stickers, one of us participating in the blackout isn't going to matter that much, right? And that's why there's strength in all of us coming together. And then, but we're going to have to rinse and repeat too. So it's going to be recognize, coordinate, escalate. So what we're doing now is we're all speaking out. We're coming together. We're recognizing that the problem is that they took our security. They took all of our damn money, and we need money to live. Money buys housing. Money buys healthcare. Money puts food on the table. And we are the ones that the companies rely on to actually get the job done. We're the ones that go to work and make the money. The owners just sit there and reap the profit, and then they take way more than their fair share, which hurts everyone. Because when people aren't paid their fair share and they don't have enough money for food or housing, imagine this, there's like all these successful companies in America. America is very successful, but none of them pay their workers. And that's what we're pushing back against, because if a company is successful, its employees should be too. Because you cannot tell me that these companies, these corporations with their multi-million-dollar accounting departments don't have down to the dollar how much money each of their employees brings in to the corporation. That is their fiduciary responsibility. Fiducial responsibility. And so every single employee that they hire, the corporation relies on those employees to make money, yet then they don't pay those employees enough to live. And what ends up happening is it falls on the public good. It falls on the rest of us, which is fine. That is supposed to be there in case of emergencies. We are happy to help others out when they are in need. But now when there's a manufactured crisis that's going on, it should be the company that just pays their fair share. And that's why we say if a company is successful, its employees should be too. Because otherwise, what's the flip side of that? You got a bunch of successful companies in the country, and then all the people can't afford to live? Well, let's hear these stats. 80%, right to your point, Regina, 80% of Americans can't afford a $5,000 emergency. That's 208 million people who can't afford a car repair, a medical bill. No wonder medical debt is the number one reason for bankruptcy in this country. That is a housing repair. And if 80% of people cannot afford a normal repair, if 80% of people cannot afford just a regular occurrence, then that is not 80% of people forgetting how to budget. That is not 80% of people not working hard enough. That's a rigged effing system. And that's where all of us feel it in our bones, right? Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. And that's where we're pushing back. We got to speak up first. We speak up with the free stickers. And the next step, part of the reason why I know everybody knows this, because we got a dang word for this in our society, everybody. It's called quiet quitting, right? Right? When the people up top brag about record profits every single month, and we're sitting there struggling to make ends meet, we start quiet quitting. And all quiet quitting is we withhold our hard work. We withhold some of our effort. We say, nah, we're not trying as hard as we can because you haven't earned it. You don't pay me enough. That's where every single one is who we're looking to get rid of. That's where, the people in power only have that power because of us. They have just lied. That's why they have lied to divide. That's really what it is. They've lied to divide for the last 50 years. And that's where we just got to bring people together. That's why community is going to be the only thing that defeats this, because we have to come together and in one loud voice say, it's not left or right. It's up versus down. That's all this is. It's not left or right. It's up versus down. And I think no matter who it is, if a couple regular Americans were in charge, we'd be able to figure this stuff out. But half the reason the problems are so bad is because the people up top make money off of it. So that's never going to get fixed because they don't have any incentive to fix it because they line their pocketbooks. They line their bank accounts. So that's where we got to come from outside the system, black out the system, because we really do have the power. They've spent so long lying to us that we don't have the power. And we're basically pushing back as one. So if you're just joining in, my name is Corey. I'm with the Take It Back movement, helping out, black out the system, who's always working every single spot that he can. Give me 1 second, y'all. And what we're doing here is I'm sitting here packing stickers. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, because we're giving out free stickers. So we are giving out free stickers. So go to the website, blackoutthesystem.com. What this is it's a couple different parts. Number one, it is an economic boycott, a full-on blackout. All of us coming together for mass action. But what the Take It Back movement is all about is starting off by taking small steps together. Because so many people have been lied to, kind of what I was talking about, and manipulated into not realizing how powerful speaking out together is. So the first thing that we have to do is show other people the actual problem, get them to recognize the issue. The issue is greed, and the problem with our country is that nobody has security. We don't have security because they don't pay us enough, and we deserve our fair pay. Not as a handout, but for our back pay, because we're the ones that they rely on to actually get the job done. Because anytime an employer needs to make more money, they hire another human being. That human being is only in the company because they are bringing in more money than what they are being paid. And if they are not being paid enough for food, housing, or healthcare, then they are not getting paid their fair share. Not only because it's the right thing, because morally they should be paid that. But because if they're not paid that, it literally falls on the rest of us. And that's where corporate welfare comes in. And this is in ways just for, all of us believe most likely that it's just the right thing to do. But what we really have to do is try to push back against all the propaganda. Oh, they just didn't work hard enough. Oh, they just didn't do this or that. And that's where I try to bring up all these different points in the right way, because the main issue that they've done is that they have lied to divide. And if you say the tiniest wrong thing or step right in the wrong thing or this or that, they will stop listening to you, right? And you've lost someone. And what we're actually trying to do is get people to think more critically, get people to think about, the positions that they've taken rather than just believe some of these lies or just kind of follow what the system wants them to, because they've owned and controlled the media for so long. And so using words like, hey, this is not about left or right. It's just up versus down. And all we believe is that if a company is successful, its employees should be successful too. They should just, if you do the hard work, you should get your fair share of the reward. What's your fair share? It's not about raising the minimum wage or anything about that at all. It would be basically like a return to the free market. That would be a great start. So there's a couple different reasons this all happened. So I'll go through what I was talking about, and then I'll hit your point. So because and this is where back to the minimum wage. Yeah, heck yeah, Hilton, go sign up, blackoutthesystem.com. So here's the deal with the pack of stickers, Bale. I'm glad you asked, because we will send you 5 stickers to start. You have a mission once you get those 5 stickers. You send us back pictures. We'll send you as many of these bad boys as you want. That's where, so it's like, hey, show us that, you're out there spreading the word. As soon as you do that, we'll send you a whole nother pack and get you all up. Because it's really about not only getting the stickers up in real life, but also sending us in pictures. Well, and that's where, Regina, the best way to fix that brainwashing is to get people to actually listen to you, right? So, starting off with kind of talking that way, and immediately somebody should be able to see, oh yeah, because obviously if somebody is being hired for a position, then they are paying that person less money than they hope to make from them working for them. And if that person is making that company money enough to make the people up top get richer, but then that same person also has to go on government benefits that the rest of us pay for, well, that's not how it should work, right? We are all for the public good and helping others out, but the company needs to pay their fair share first, right? And then if any issues happen, then we are happy to have the public good there. And that's just another way that you can bring it up to people. And, back to kind of the argument that somebody else was mentioning about minimum wage and inflation. To me, it's about none of that. I'm going to take a break real quick and hit these. Guys, we're signing up for free stickers here. That's what we're doing. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you at 11:05 on a Monday, because everybody's signed up for thousands of free stickers that we are sending out. Let me go show the pack of stickers that we already got going right here. So if you want to be a part of this was with, a bunch of them even fell over. So this was with the couple thousand that have been sent out in the last 3 or 4 days. And then we are sending out a couple thousand more. I think I got 400 individuals that we are sending stickers to across the country right now. So go ahead and sign up for those on blackoutthesystem.com. You'll see the sticker sign up, and then you can even sign up for different roles too. Because what we are doing is we are building more than just a boycott or a blackout. What it is we are coordinating national pushback while maximizing local impact. So we are trying to bring in as many movements, as many groups as we can, and we will all kind of share the sticker idea, share the blackout the system, share the boycott, share the mass actions is what we call it. But then as you go to sign up for stickers, you have an option. It says, do you want to do more? And if you choose to want to do more, you can choose the different areas that you want to be a part of, the different interests that you have. We've got 2 different divisions. We are 3 really. The stickers, that's the sticker team. We got the pressure campaign, because that's really what this is all about, stacking up the pressure, right? And then we've got the community builders. So you go ahead and join, choose which ones work for you. You can choose all of them if you want. And then we will have you help us coordinate national pushback while also maximizing local impact, because we will show you groups in your area that are already doing things that are close to your heart and that you're passionate about. And then anybody that has a movement or knows movement leaders, what we do is we send people in, that we meet in these lives and all the stuff that myself and everybody that's part of the team do. And then we bring people into your movements as well. I was just able to access it on desktop. So blackoutthesystem.com. And then back to, kind of the causes of everything. So if everybody's just here, my name is Corey. I am with the Take It Back movement. We have partnered with Blackout the System. And basically that's because our whole role in this is to try to link everyday life with mass action, like a boycott, like a blackout, because these mass actions work even better when we take small steps together. Basically, we're not asking people to jump into the deep end right away. We're asking you to learn how to swim, and we're all going to learn how to swim together. Well, that's where Irish Queen, the best thing to do. So anybody that is looking to help, go to blackoutthesystem.com. Right at the top, it'll say get free stickers, join the team. National pushback, local impact. Click right on that, and that'll send you right to the form where you can fill out everything you need. You'll get all your stickers sent to you. And then at the very bottom, it says, hey, you want to help us behind the scenes, help us run this ship? Then click right here. So there you go. That's what this is all about, Irish Queen. We got thousands of people that are feeling this same way. And what it is, we actually have an actionable plan that we're moving forward with. And it's going to work, because this isn't the first time that the bosses have gotten greedy. And really the first step is always just getting everybody on the same page. And then the moment we have everybody on the same page, then it's game over, because the fear starts to flip. And that's my favorite little analogy, if we want to go through that real quick. Because when the fear starts to flip, that's right, I'm Corey. I'm with the Take It Back movement. What we are doing is we are helping with the free stickers being sent out for Blackout the System. We are packing them right now, getting them all out there. We're putting proof in real life. He calls it shirk the work. We call it coordinated quiet quitting. But number one is getting the word out there no matter what we're doing. That's with these free stickers. Once you get the free stickers, we also need you to start with that shirk the work, and we got to document it. Start with that coordinated quiet quitting, and we got to document it, because we're building up to this. The 3 steps, we call it recognize, coordinate, escalate. That's what this is about. Recognize, coordinate, escalate. And we know the very first, this is just going to be the first blackout too. The way that we call it is it's like a party. It's like a party on a boat. And what we have to do, our goal is to tip that boat. The first time we go, this is a mother effing cruise ship, so it's going to take a little while, but we're all going to go on that boat. We're going to party our asses off. We're going to rock it back and forth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go home and we're going to tell all of our friends. We're going to say, see what we did? Check this out. This is the place to be. And then all of our friends are going to come and we're going to rock that boat a little bit more. We're going to rock that boat a little bit more. And it's going to be a party, because that's what this is. We're building community. That's what they've taken with us from their greed. They have made everyone so fearful, because when you are one step away from financial ruin, you live in fear. And when you live in fear, you're easy to divide. Sound like a country anybody's been living in recently? And by making all of us fearful and easy to divide, they took away our community. And that's what we're pushing back against. That's what we're building here for. So what we need to do is go sign up for free stickers, blackoutthesystem.com. The free stickers are just the first step. We are helping to coordinate national pushback while maximizing local impact. We bring people in that want to do more, and we help funnel into other movements that work for you in your area. And then as we all coordinate on the mass actions and do the blackouts and the boycotts and the pushback, that's when we start rocking that boat bit by bit. And then what it is, it's got to be the cycle. Recognize, coordinate, escalate, rinse, and repeat. Recognize, coordinate, escalate, rinse, and repeat. So my favorite place to put them, stop signs, light poles. We own all the public infrastructure, right? All that's ours. Utility boxes, just any, kind of public poles and intersections. Oh, by metro stations, mass transit is the place to do it. Mass transit. So, but that's where Irish Queen, for those that want to do more, we've got that kind of stuff. If you really want to push back, we've got that for you. And that's where the first step now. So here's our big issue. I'm glad you brought that up, Irish Queen. Back to my analogy about speaking up being like swimming. We got to teach people to swim before they jump into the deep end. Here's the other issue with all this, is it's like there's a lake. Speaking out and standing up is a lake. And we've been told to be scared of that lake our entire lives. And none of us know how to swim. So Irish Queen, if we just run right into the deep end, everybody's going to be so scared. They're going to be like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get back here. Get back here. Don't do that. And that's where it's so difficult, because we feel like we have to press forward as hard as we can. And we do. But the main way that we need to press forward is by getting everyone on the same page. Because that's really the most important part. Because then as we start walking into that water, as we start dipping our toes in, we'll be telling them exactly what we're doing. And they'll be okay with it because they understand it. And that is the kind of stuff that we need to be thinking about, because it's not that it's anyone's fault. It's just that we've been lied to for so long. The billionaires consolidated all the media companies. It went from what, like 33 companies back in 1980 to like 4 now, and all owned by billionaires. What I think another billionaire, the whole Larry Ellison's son just was part of the Paramount merger. So now another billionaire, Larry Ellison, who controls all of the data that runs through ChatGPT, his son, obviously who we got his money from, old Pops, is now in control of a major media company. So it's things like this. They've been pushing this up against us so long that we have got to push back. And that's where, Irish Queen, people like you are going to be a huge help, because you've seen both sides of this too. Oh my gosh, the hardest people to talk to. I say the biggest divide in America are between people who believe that if a company is successful, its employees will be too. And those of us that know if a company is successful, they will do everything they can to underpay us. And that's what we're pushing back against. Everybody, if you've just joined us, it is not about left or right. It is about up versus down. And we are coming together because any time that normal, regular, everyday Americans fight, it does nothing but benefit the people up top. So we're saying, let's stop fighting. Let's stop pointing fingers left or right. Let's come together as a community and say, hey, we want to win this thing. And even if we have to, maybe pinch our noses a little bit here and there, we're trying to achieve a goal and we're trying to win. So it's almost like I always say, let's seek truth rather than to win the argument. That's all that we're trying to do, is get people to be like, yeah, it is, corporations do suck. That's all. I think if we can get everybody saying, yeah, corporations do suck, and they keep things bad because that makes them more money. And so let's get into it all. Let's get into a little bit of fun and theory and roll down this path for a couple minutes. So I'll do my sticker call out first, and then we'll go through from top to bottom. So I know, Irish Queen, but that's where we're going to have people doing both. It just is, I think my analogy of people jumping into the deep end and scaring everybody else watching is exactly what happens to so many movements is they say, let's do this. Everybody wants this. But what's the biggest thing we have to do is communicate. And they failed to kind of communicate to the rest of people. Here's what I love to say. 3.5%. That's what we hear a lot, right? We need 3.5% of the population to truly make change. You know what I think we should be focused on just as much? Those 3.5% of us, Irish Queen and all the rest of us, we want to jump into that deep end. We need to be thinking about the 96.5% that are going to be watching us. Because if we can get even half of those people on our side, back to my sports analogy, if we can get those people in the crowd cheering for us, for the ones that are in the playing field, that are doing the work, then that is actually how we're going to win, because then it won't even matter what we do. We'll have the majority of support on our side. So that is the same thing. Baylarian, send that into us. We are recruiting people for Wall of Stolen Wages is what we call it, where you give us your place of work if you want, or just report it anonymously. And then what we do is we show how basically you are making that company money or supporting your community through the work that you do, and that you still don't have enough money to live. And basically we're just stacking proof, and it's all anonymous, and we call it the Wall of Stolen Wages, and we are pushing back. So I'm going to start at the top, run through the whole greed thing, and then go from there. So just to show everybody where my head is at, I believe that the goal of a society should be to allow people to grow to their fullest potential. Because if you allow people to grow to their fullest potential, they will always excel at what they do. We've had like thousands of sticker signups in Ohio. I don't know what's going on in Ohio. We've had like 10,000 sticker signups, and 1,000 of them have been Ohio. But that's because everybody feels this. So I believe that if you build a society where people can live up to their fullest potential, they will always excel at what they do. Not only that, no matter what they choose to do, if you allow them to have food, housing, and healthcare, let's say free of charge, no access, UBI, baby, then those people who have food, housing, and healthcare will have, I like to condense those three things into one word, security. And if we give people security, they will be able to grow to their fullest potential. So we can back that up a little bit, because that's not obviously, the full goal that everybody will get behind. But to bring that logic around full circle, essentially, if somebody does not have security, if somebody is working hard and they can't afford food, if they can't afford housing, and if they can't afford healthcare, then they're going to be fearful. They're going to be scared, because they're going to be one step from financial ruin. And if they are one step from financial ruin and they are afraid all the time, they are going to be easy to divide. Sound like a country anybody's been living in? And if you're easy to divide, you're not going to go out there and build a community, because you don't have a lot of dignity. You don't have a lot of self-respect. And like I said, you certainly don't have any security. So we got a whole country full of people that are working their asses harder than ever and still falling farther behind. 80% of Americans can't afford a $5,000 emergency. $5,000 is stuff that happens. That's a car issue. That's medical debt. That's why medical debt is the #1 bankruptcy in America. Reason for bankruptcy in America. And when 80% of people cannot afford a $5,000 emergency, that is not the entire middle class that forgot how to budget or is not working hard enough. What that is that's a rigged system, especially when 1% of people have as much money as 90% of us, especially when 400 people have as much money as 130 million Americans. They are taking more than their fair share. And the silly part of it is if we think about it long enough, when the billionaires at the top take more than their fair share, it hurts all of us. because those people that are working hard and still can't afford housing, food, or healthcare, it ends up falling on the public good because we don't want to see people suffer because we're there to protect others. But the freaking billionaires and the corporations literally take advantage of our human kindness and our human nature and say, oh, we don't have to pay them their fair share. I finally unlocked it. I've been working on figuring out that logic for a while. There we go. That's the way I'm going to say it from now on. Oh, we don't have to pay them their fair share. We'll leave it to everybody else because we'll know they'll take care of them. And that's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand. Oh, they should just get another job. Oh, they should just do this. Oh, that's not meant to be a full-time job. Get it through your head. When somebody isn't making enough money to live, that affects you too, pal. So obviously saying it like that won't help as much. It's the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. But if we can have that conversation and remind everybody that it's not left or right, that it is up versus down. And Jenna, that's where we're pushing back. Like, we're so sick of this. And that's what we're doing. So what we're doing here is we are pushing back because we're sick of it. We're moving from recognizing the problem to coordinating to escalating. What we are doing is we got to recognize that the issue is greed, that it's not 1,000 different issues that they try to lie about, that it's not just other people not working hard enough, that when 80% of people don't have enough money to survive a simple emergency or accident, that is how you get a country where medical debt is the leading cause of bankruptcy. And that is the situation that we are in. So we are pushing back. The number one way we're pushing back is we're speaking out. We're using our voices. We're speaking out with free stickers. Free stickers make it easy to speak out. They show other the problem straight up. This is a gosh dang dragon. It says, if a company is successful, its employees should be too, but hoarders gonna hoard. That's what it says. Hoarders gonna hoard. Just reach out, Irish Cream. We'll get somebody connected with you. We'll make sure to reach out. I'll be on here semi-regularly, and we'll reach out to you soon. We are swamped in sticker signups. We got people across the country helping out with this, but man, we got a lot going out. So that's what we're doing here. We are just so sick of it. The blackout the system is an economic boycott, a full-on system blackout. Do whatever you can to push back. Obviously, there are going to be different levels. What we want to do is offer a whole menu to as many people that want them. We're pushing back against the greed of the billionaires, the greed of the corporations, the greed of the politicians who allowed it all to happen. Because what it used to be is not only was it good business to pay the people who made you money, but there used to be competition. There used to be local competition that could actually compete with the corporations. And so that was the first thing that the corporations did, was they got rid of all the competition. And with no competition, they were able to amass power and wealth. And with that power and wealth, they bought all the politicians. When what they should have done is that the community supported those businesses. No matter who the owner was, when they first went out into the, and they needed to make more money and grow and expand, they had to go to the community to hire people. They had to use the community's infrastructure, and they used the economy that was already there before them. So, and then it used to be, we had politicians, we had competition, but of course they got rid of all the competition. They purchased all the spineless politicians. And that's why we have to black out the system. That's why we have to come together for mass action. But how do we make mass action hit as hard as possible? Well, what we need to do is we need to take practice and take small steps together leading up to it. That's what the free stickers are about. That's what the coordinated pushback is about. We are already pushing back at work. Every single one of us has done a little quiet quitting. That's what we call it, quiet quitting. Because when we hear about record profits every single month, and they aren't making, and then we are still not making enough to even make ends meet, we start quiet quitting. We start saying, you're not paying me enough for this. I'm not trying my hardest because you're not paying me enough. I'm not coming in early because you're not paying me enough. We quiet quit. What we have to do is we have to coordinate our quiet quitting. Because when one of us quiet quits, it's like this. It's like one of these stickers, right? They don't do much on its own. Imagine we got thousands of us every single Friday sending in our Blackout Friday pictures. All of us stacking our actions together. We have the team already built to put all the videos together, to put that social proof, to put it all out there. On top of that, they will see these tens of thousands of stickers. Our goal is to get 1 million stickers across the country. So when people start seeing these stickers, when people start seeing all the Blackout videos and posters, they're going to understand that we've got a plan. Not only do we have a plan, we've got the strategy. There are levels to this. That's the number one thing. I hate what they did to our food. We're going to take so much back. We'll get our soil back. We'll get our food back. We'll get our community back. We'll have banks that care about us, doctors that care about us. Because what we're doing is we're building what used to be there. I mean, we used to have high taxes on the people at the top. We used to have the people who were actually making the money in this country, the people that the owners of the companies rely on to keep making them more money. They used to be well paid because there was competition and because there were politicians with some spines. But not anymore. So it's up to us, the people, to stand up, to speak out. I got to go get more stickers. And that's what we're doing. And we're making it easy to stand up. We're making it easy to speak out. And we're doing it. And so we're trying to make it easy to speak out, because the main reason that we aren't all taking to the goddamn streets right now is because we feel like we might be the only ones. Because we feel like, man, we all want to do something about this, but we don't know what the best first step is. Gosh, I got to go get other stickers now. And that's what we are trying to make easy, is say, yo, here's these first step. Let's do it together. Put up some free stickers. And then if you're game for it, if you're able to, do these simple little actions at work. Let's coordinate our quiet quitting. Because if all of us do it, look, one of these stickers isn't going to do much, right? Not too much impact. You put all of these together, boom, stacked impact. So for everybody that doesn't know me, my name is Corey. I'm with the Take It Back movement. We've partnered with Blackout the System because Isaiah is always working to the bone, and we're happy to help out anywhere that we can. And we are jumping in because a lot of what the Take It Back movement is doing was building towards a blackout, was building towards mass action. But what we try to do is get everybody rallied around the same goal first. Oh, thank you, Irish Queen. Is get everybody rallied around the same goal first. Because we think this impact of Blackout the System is going to be a lot better if every single one of us goes and tells 10 of our friends. But some of us, it might not be easy to do that. So what we want to do instead, go put up some stickers. Go show some people. You put them near mass transit, we'll have 50 signups because of that one sticker alone. Go put it up in an intersection in your town or neighborhood. If you start looking, you'll already see a ton of utility boxes and light poles that have stickers on them anyway. Well, obviously do it where you can. That's where we have them all. We've even got on our website, we'll have it up with Blackout the System soon, is our sticker map too. It's really cool to see where they are, and you can zoom in a little bit and see how many are in your area and stuff like that too, where we track the cities that we're in. And we got to be closing in on like 700 cities here, and we are over 15,000 stickers sent out across the country. And so go sign up for free stickers. That's what we're doing here. My name is Corey. I'm with Take It Back Movement. We've partnered with Blackout the System because we are trying to be the link between mass action and everyday life. So what we try to do is help out. How can we coordinate in everyday life? Well, free stickers. That's a nice and easy way for all of us to speak out. How can we coordinate in pushing back? Well, coordinated quiet quitting. Joan, you would go to blackoutthesystem.com. You should see the link in the bio. And right at the top, you'll see join the team, get free stickers. And at the bottom of that, you can even choose if you want to do more. And this is the part that we are really excited about. This is the phase 2 that we're launching. Because we are coordinating national pushback while maximizing local impact. Because we understand that just one single blackout, just one single entity isn't going to get this done. What this is 1,000 movements that all know that this is the moment to come together. We are building a civic force because every single person in America feels this in their heart. For the stickers, what they are is basically the idea is everyone wants to fight back. Everyone wants to go scream on their street corner and say, what the F is going on? Why is this happening in our country? But we can't always do that. So an easy way that we have to speak out is go put up these stickers. What it does is it drives people to Blackout the System websites, to the Take It Back Movement website, where we have all of the links back and forth. So we're one and the same. And what it does is it shows people that, hey, we're doing this. You ready? You ready for this? You've been feeling this for a while too. Well, here we are putting the exact, what we say a lot of times is a lot of people name the symptoms. Oh, high prices, low waging, climate, low wages, housing, healthcare, climate change, foreign wars. Those are all the symptoms. The actual disease is greed from the people up top. And what they did was they got rid of all the competition. They purchased all the politicians. And now 80% of Americans can't afford a $5,000 emergency. That is a medical debt. That is a car issue. That is a housing repair. We actually are very much in touch with General Strike. I just did a same type of thing with them, a webinar series with them. And then we've got Signal and Discord groups that all of us are a part of. So we're in their Signal and Discord groups. They're in our Signal and Discord groups, all of the people that are coordinating. So that's what it's all for. This was kind of the whole idea was like, oh man, General Strike is awesome. And then we were kind of thinking like, well, how do we give people something to do leading up to the General Strike so they feel like a part of the team, so that everybody starts looking around? How can we accelerate this General Strike? How can we get there? Well, let's put freaking signs up everywhere that show people, because most people just have their blinders on. Everybody knows there's this big problem in our country. It just is they purposefully keep us out of time, money, and energy to be able to fight back. So those of us that have a little time and energy, those of us that have our eyes open, go sign up for free stickers, because what you're doing is you are showing others, you are helping them recognize that it's not left or right, it is up versus down. And this freaking little dragon on the sticker will show everybody right away. It's held on a leash by a little CEO-like figure, and all of the workers are coming from the factory and adding to the pile, because that is what is happening, because it is not left versus right. It is up versus down. And we are speaking out about it because 80% of the company would be screaming this from the rooftops, but they keep us out of time, money, and energy. And not only that, we think that we're going to be the only ones speaking out. So I know that's where for a long time I was like, all right, I'm going to speak out to this or that. But then it just feels like, oh, well, what is just my voice going to do? What is just me speaking out going to do? Well, this stickers, they show other people that they are already, that we are already speaking out, that we are already doing this. And so it gives others the courage. That's really what you're doing, is you're giving others the courage. Not only that, the cool part about it too is this is collective action that we can do on our own time. So it's exciting. It's stuff you can do on your own time that is like collective action with others. Other people will see it and they'll say, oh shoot, I got my stickers too. Look at that. Oh shoot, I've seen Black Out the System. And then they will be more likely to be a part of it because of what you've done. And the stickers are absolutely free. I'm just emptying out yet another box of 1,000 gone. These are up all over the country. Like, we are doing this. It's awesome work from all of us, because that's what's so cool, is that we literally only win if we do it together. Well, that's where if you're invested, so we've got all these layers. So we have got, this is great, Antsy Pants. So this is excellent. Everybody, when you are ready, go to the form, blackoutthesystem.com. When you sign up, there is a spot at the bottom that says, are you ready to do more? If you are ready to do more, you will answer a couple different questions about where your passions lie, where your skills lie. Basically, we've got it split up into 3 teams. We've got the sticker team, we've got the pressure campaign, and we've got community builders. So you are able to sign up for each of those. And then at the very bottom, it says, if you're ready to run with this and help us run this thing, check this box. So go sign up on that form. It's at blackoutthesystem.com. You'll see it right at the top. And that's the way to get involved. And we'll have people reaching out to you right away. And if you're one of those people that wants to help us reach out to people, check the box that you're ready to run this thing, because that's what we need. Yes, the People's Union, they just paired with us too. We've got the People's Union. We got Rosie O'Donnell speaking out with us, and a bunch of other. I know that there's a lot of other talks in that are very exciting, but I don't want to speak out of turn. But I do know the People's Union is made a video or something like that today, I believe, regarding that. So, and that's because everybody understands that the mass actions need all of us. And that's where what we're hoping to do is build up to these mass actions and then rinse and repeat. Because what we're doing is we're recognize, coordinate, escalate. We have to show others the problem. We do that by putting up stickers. We do that by creating content. We do that by liking and commenting. We do that by, just spreading the word to our friends and family. So that's where we got to get others to recognize that the problem is the greed from the people at the top. And it's by saying simple things like, all we want is that if a company is successful, for its employees to be successful too. That's not too much to ask. And because the people that are actually at the job doing the hard work, they're the ones that the bosses rely on to make money. How do I know this? I'm a business owner myself. I have 30-something employees. That's how I'm able to be so animated so late at night. Because they're the ones that get the job done for me all day. And God dang it, number one, it's the right thing to do. It's good business to pay the people that make you money, to pay good money to the people that make you money. That is good business. But what really got me is it's good business as long as you have competition. The corporations don't have any competition, so they don't have to pay the people that make them money. And then number two, I rely on those people to continue growing and expanding and improving my business. So of course I want them to be taken care of. I don't want them to be having to worry about food, housing, or healthcare, because then they're going to be too stressed to do their job well. And that's where the third argument is that even if you don't believe that someone who works hard their whole life or works hard all week should have enough to live, well, the only other options are this, if you really think about it. We as a society don't want to let those people suffer. So we stand up and do what we can to make sure that those who are not making enough money for food, housing, or healthcare suffer. So it are these billionaires and corporations that are purposefully underpaying all of us because they know that we aren't going to let our friends and family and community suffer. And the public good is supposed to be there in case of emergencies, and we are happy to provide it, but not in a manufactured crisis where 80% of Americans can't afford a $5,000 emergency. And when 80% of people can't afford a normal cost, that is a car issue. That is a housing repair. That is a medical debt. That's the number one cause of bankruptcy in America, medical debt. $5,000, 80% of us can't afford it. 208 million of us. That is not 208 million people not working hard enough. That's not 208 million people who just need to go find another job and just take another job, work a little bit harder. No, that is the system purposefully keeping all of us down, and we're sick of it. So if you're fed up, go sign up for free stickers. This is the first step. It's happening, everybody. It's happening because every single person in this country knows that it is the moment to come together. We just don't really know where to start. Everybody feels this. That's why I'm doing this. That's why half of you are all here, because you all feel this. Because we've been working 40 hours a week, but we still have to check our bank account before we go to the grocery store. Because we've been working 40 hours a week for a decade and still can't afford housing comfortably. So this is absolutely fantastic. I'm very glad you asked, the only Joe, because we have a whole menu of items for people to do. So we call it the ladder of action. The first one on the ladder is recognize, spread the word, or recognition, show others, spread the word. The easiest way to spread the word are with these free stickers. Look, I got all my mail stuff stuck to it, or with these free stickers. So sign up for the free stickers, put them around your city and neighborhood. Other people will see them. We have literally tens of thousands out across the country. The other part is a little bit more fun. Here we go. That is where you do small pushback at work. You don't even need to do anything that the company notices per se, as long as you show everybody anonymously, and we all do it together. So it's like this. We call one of them 5 minutes of freedom. Either go in a little bit late, take 5 minutes extra on your lunch, or leave a little bit early. Take a picture of the clock, take a screenshot, take a picture of your car door shutting, whatever it is. Send it into us. Half the time, the company and the management won't even care. But what this is we are ratcheting up the pressure. Because if one of us sends in this picture, Joe, it's going to be like this. This isn't having very much impact, is it? But if all of us do this every single day, send in pictures, 5 minutes of freedom, it starts creating stacked impact. The other thing that we can do is we call it the wall of stolen wages. We do the work. They take all the money. So let's expose it. Show everyone that we are not making enough to live, and they are taking more than they need. We had people reach out to us that are at all these different companies. They reach out to us anonymously. Hey, I work at Avis. The managers make this much. We brought in X amount of money for the company. They talk about record profits, yet they fired us all because we asked for more money for doing overtime every single day. And people that are community leaders and community organizers that are working to help others and help the people in need that are not getting enough to live. Well, it's just any way you can. It's basically like small ways. What we call it is coordinated quiet quitting. Because basically we all kind of like slack off here and there because we've all got a number in our head, what we're worth versus what we're actually getting paid, right? And not very often does that number of what we are worth equal to what we're getting paid. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Joe. Get money, waste time. But it's all about all of us doing the same small acts together That's where taking the little pictures in, sending in your wall of stolen wages, wearing black on Fridays for Blackout Fridays, showing everybody what it's all about. Because the more that we can help others recognize the actual problem, the more that we will be able to coordinate. The more that we recognize and coordinate, the bigger our escalation will be. So it's like spreading the word, talking, free stickers, that's helping others recognize. Pushing back at work, coordinated quiet quitting, Blackout Fridays, that's coordinating. Blackout the system, massive boycotts, general strikes, that's escalating. So we have to walk through the 3 steps multiple times too. That's the number one thing, is we know that one blackout isn't going to change all of God dang America. But we do know that if we do it again and again and again, and all of us keep bringing our friends and our friends and our friends, because we're throwing a party. That's what it is. We're building a community. We're bringing back together what everyone already wants. It just is half the people are so burnt out, they don't have time or energy to think about it. And the other half of people are so bitter about the system that they don't believe it can happen. So be the one that shows them. Because it is like this. We are all in a crowd and everybody's looking around uneasy at each other. And all it takes is someone like you to speak up and the whole crowd will move forward. I bet you half of your friends are struggling and would love a way to push back. It's nothing against you. It's just that 80% of us are struggling. So tell your friends about this. Get other people to sign up. Because it really is that easy. You said it before. I say the silly little thing is that, like, it's so corny, but what they did is they killed the American dream. And it's so odd. It's like a stupid little corny movie, because the only thing we need to do to bring back the American dream is all ask for it together. That's really it. And here's the fun part. It's like the ants. Oh yeah. Like ants like this. Because when that fear starts to flip, and I got to get going soon, guys. It's almost midnight here, my time. And I think I've done 80 or 90 while I've been sitting here. So I'm happy. Make that mean nothing. Go sign up. Everybody gets signed up. But here is what it is. The People's Union Vancouver. We're doing something that's a little bit scary. That's a little bit tough. It's like walking into the boss's office and asking for a raise. When you go to do that, it is a little bit scary. It is a little bit tough. You don't know what's going to happen. But what we are building is like this. What if everybody in the company walked into the boss's office at the same time, speaking the same language? You're not afraid anymore. And oh boy, golly, you're not even asking anymore. You're demanding it. You're going to get what you need. And while you've taken the power back by having each other's backs, you're going to say, this system ain't working for us. We're going to make a system that works for everybody because this is stupid. Your greed has ruined our community. Because what you've really done is you've tricked so many people in the population that money is the way to happiness. When the big lie is that money is the way to security. Money is the way to food, housing, and healthcare. That's it. Those things are important, but all those things do is get you security. And you need security to have dignity and respect. And when you have security, dignity, and respect, you're able to build what? A community. And we aren't able to have food, housing, or healthcare. When we don't have that security, we end up afraid and living in fear. And we're easy to divide. Sound like a country anybody's been living in recently? So that's where it really is as simple as that. We are coming together. We have a plan to come together. And I always say, and I'll end with this, but now I got one more point to make. And it is not just us. Just as the Take It Back movement has come in and partnered with Blackout the System, we realize that it's everybody partnering with everyone This isn't just a movement. This is 1,000 movements that all know this is the moment to build that community, to stand together. We will coordinate national pushback while maximizing local impact. And really, it's going to be easy because many hands are going to make light work. I'm sure I've got another 100 stickers to go pack after this, because go sign up, go tell all your friends. That's what we want. We got people across the country helping out with this. And as this builds and as this grows, we are going to see it envelop in itself, where the sticker is going to go for this, the coordination with the escalation. And here's the whole plan, is that as we get more movements in, we will coordinate with them nationally for pushback. As we get more people that want to do more in, we will funnel those people to these movements that are maximizing local impact, all the while coordinating national pushback through mass actions, through coordinated quiet quitting, through sticker campaigns, showing everyone that we are there, that we are going to continue pressing on. Because the biggest thing, and I will leave after this, is it's not ever going to be one thing. Think of any big change you make in your life, any big change. You don't just go in one day and say, well, that's where Jake Stam, some people that are in your situation have been the number one most impactful people that we have. Because what we are trying to do is we are trying to build that world where your value is not in what freaking amount of money that you make, but your value is what you bring to your community. And no matter what lot you've drawn in life or where you are with your physical ability, it does not matter. Whereas this world right now says, oh, worth is based on this or that, or money. What our worth, what we are building will be based on is the community, the contribution you have to that. And the contribution we've had from people in this community from all walks of life is the only reason it has moved forward. So I urge you to join with us, because you will and can be one of the leaders of this movement. And that is what we are looking for. Everybody to go spread this word and push it out. We're giving the tools out. So we're going back and forth with the movements. And let's see, I had one more final thing. Oh, anytime you are making a huge change, what you need to do in your life, it's never going to be, oh, I'm changed, and then it's done the next day. It's doing it every single day, about always showing up. And if you can't show up for a couple days, if you can't show up for a couple weeks, you know that the people that you've built that community with, that they've got your back, that they're showing up. And as soon as you're ready to go again, you tap right back on in, and it's your turn, and you all start marching forward together once more. And that's what we're building here. And that's what we need to remember the most. That if we don't know how many blackouts it'll take, we don't know how many boycotts it'll take, but we know that that's what it will take. And that is what we are doing. We are going to recognize, coordinate, escalate, rinse and repeat. And we will do it for every single day that we need to. A society where people are allowed to live up to their fullest potential. Because that is just the smart way to build a society, because you will have happy people that build communities. They will be innovative because they will love their life, because they'll have security, dignity, and respect. So no matter what they end up doing, they will love it, because what you do in life doesn't really even matter. It's the community that you build and what you make while you're doing it. So remember, this is a process. Our first steps are going to be small steps together. And I'm really excited to be taking those steps with everybody. Go sign up for free stickers, blackoutthesystem.com. We're looking for leaders. We're looking for people to do more. Check the little box at the bottom. Yes, if you want to do more, it takes you through the second part of it. And everybody sign up. Very excited. Love you all. Have a good night.